Welcome to Golf Quest, everyone. Thanks for checking out the channel. So glad you're here. Today's challenge is driver versus hybrid. Why, you might ask? Well, I'm pretty inconsistent and just overall terrible with my driver. So I'm wondering, should I maybe take it out of the bag in favor of just hitting 3 wood, or in this case, 3 hybrid off the tee? So I'm going to play 2 balls. One ball, I'm going to use my driver off of every par 4 and par 5. The other ball is going to be played with my 3 hybrid off of every par 4 and par 5. And we'll see how we do. We are playing the front 9 at Banff Springs. It's a beautiful tree-lined mountain course. The fairways aren't super tight, but if you do miss the fairway, you're going to pay the price. For those of you who might be new to the channel, I am not a great driver of the golf ball by any means. My ball speeds kind of peak out around 140 miles per hour, and I stretch my drives usually out to around 240, 250 off the tee. If I'm hitting it really well, sometimes I can stretch that to 260 yards. So my approach shot was a little further back with the hybrid ball, and I was able to knock a 7-iron onto the green from 186. I tried to muscle up an 8-iron from the driver ball position and wasn't able to do so. Was left with this chip, and I just rolled it outside of the 5-foot gimme zone that we're playing with today. This is a putt for my birdie with the hybrid ball, and it just rolls past the right side and also out of the gimme zone range. So now I'm left with 2 putts of very similar distance. This one for the driver ball for about 6 feet. And I'm able to knock that one in. And I'm left with an almost identical putt with the hybrid ball. And that one also falls in. So after one hole, no difference between the hybrid and the driver. The better chance definitely went to the hybrid, but in the end, no difference. Now, I did debate with myself whether or not I should include par 3s in this challenge, or whether or not I should take them out and replace them with more par 4s and par 5s. In the end, I decided to include them because I think it's just more realistic and more representative of a true round of golf. However, I am putting this rule in place that whoever tees off first, either the driver ball or the hybrid ball, whatever club I select, I'm going to use the same club for both balls regardless of the outcome of the first ball. But when I almost cup it there, got pretty lucky, great chip with the driver to secure my par. And this chip coming back for the hybrid ball was actually pretty tricky. And it just got cut up on the fringe and stopped short. So I have another 6-foot, 7-foot putt to try to save par, and this one doesn't. It slides by, stays within the gimme zone, so the first bogey. So now the driver ball has the lead, but it had nothing to do with the driver as it came on the par 3. So here's the first par 5 on the course, and I do not take advantage with the driver as I blast it left, and now I'm going to have some tree trouble. And then here comes the hybrid tee shot, and that one is right down the middle, although it's not going to find the fairway, going to find the rough, even though it was a pretty straight shot and sets me up well for my next one. Tried to just hit a low 5-iron out and still clip the trees, so now I'm in big trouble. Here's the second shot of the hybrid ball. Not my best hybrid swing, but it's going to get the job done. Up the right side, into the rough, and then back onto the fairway. So now for approach shot, I have 252 yards left. I hit a really good 3 hybrid here, but not nearly enough. I'm not going to be able to push this one out to the 250 range. So I'm just playing to try to get it close and then hopefully secure a par with some wedge play. 70 yards out. Here I'm looking to take advantage with the hybrid ball and put it on the green. It rolls just off to the fringe, but really that's the same as a green in regulation. I've got about 13 feet left and a great look at birdie. Now I'm trying to save par with the driver ball. So here's the look for birdie. It's actually from 17 feet, not 13 feet as I thought before, and I'm just going to miss on the right side. But secure the par and +1 through 3. And now this is to match the par with the driver ball. I'm not going to be able to do it. So there's the first bogey for the driver, and through 3 holes, we are all tied at +1. And while we begin play on the second par 3 of the day, this would be a glorious time to hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the like button too while you're at it. So even though this shot was 45 feet downhill, clearly I was asking too much of my 8-iron. But as I said, I'm going to hit the 8-iron again with the next ball just to keep things even, and it's pretty much the same result. I was gifted a copy of Alan Shipnuck's book, Phil, for Christmas, and what a great read, although I am a Phil Mickelson fan, so I'm really enjoying it. Are you a Phil fan? Leave a comment below. Let us know. Almost a little Phil magic out of the bunker there, and just clipped the hole again, and then from the bottom of the hill here with the hybrid ball, didn't quite get it as close. Have 17 feet left for par. And not going to make it, just missing the hole on the right side again, but stays within the gimme zone. +2, not playing great today. And this is for par for the driver ball. And it is the second time already today on the par 3s that the driver has taken advantage. It has nothing to do with the driver, but all of a sudden the driver ball has the lead. Then on the par 4 fifth, a longer hole, 413 yards, is one of the better drives I hit. I don't find the fairway, but I am able to get it out there a ways. Probably the best drive or the second best drive of the day for me with the driver. And then I hit a really good one with the 3 hybrid. It does find the fairway, and I push it out to 220, and that's pretty far for the 3 hybrid, so that's a good tee shot for me. I've got a long way in, trying to hit a 5 iron, and just a terrible shot. But it is a longer iron, so I'm not expecting glorious things, but I expected a little better than that. Now with a 7 iron in hand from 175, and it's just an awful shot. That came off the face so bad, and I'm really disappointed with that, actually. I was thinking I was going to be able to knock that one on the green. And this is the hybrid ball, trying to get it up there and give myself a look at saving par. Now this is the 3rd from the bunker with the driver ball, and this is just a pathetic attempt. My short game was not great today, leaving 25 feet left. I think I hit a good putt here, and it's looking like it's going to scare the hole, and then it actually rolls out of the gimme zone, which is just a complete disaster. Now this is the hybrid, 13 feet for par. Not able to do it, but do secure my bogey, moving the hybrid ball to +3. And now this is for bogey for the driver ball, and I'm not able to convert from 7 feet. So that's an ugly double bogey. Unnecessary error. That's unfortunate, actually, because that, like I said, that was actually one of my better drives of the day. And then I just threw up all over myself and couldn't take advantage of the good drive. Another drive, finding the fairway with the 3 hybrid. And even though this fairway is a mile wide, I somehow always struggle with the driver here on this hole, and once again I pull it into the trees, and it's a disaster. I'm such a head case with the driver, and that alone is reason maybe to take it out of the bag, because honestly I just stand over the ball and I have no confidence where it's going, even when I'm looking at a wide open fairway like this. Now that 8 iron was terrible. By the way, trying to hit a low 5 iron here and run it up, and I don't know, it hit some mystery branch of some sort. This is the one downside of the simulator. You never know really what's in front of you. And so it hit something, leaving me with this long 61-yard shot for my 3rd, and I just put it in a terrible position. This is actually a really difficult chip now. But first, the hybrid ball, trying to play the slope and roll it down into the gimme zone, and didn't quite roll all the way out, leaving myself 6 feet. Now here's that difficult chip. And it somehow grabs the side of the hole and drops in. That was a miracle chip. Now for par, and able to match the par with the hybrid ball. So on the last hole, I felt like the driver got an unnecessary double bogey. On this hole, I think it got away with one. Probably should have made bogey here and didn't. Another great drive with the 3 hybrid, and 80% fairways hit at this point now. You can see the little graphic on the screen. And this was another good drive, probably only the second good one. And it's going to find the fairway. This is the first time I'm finding the fairway. And I'm going to have about 240 yards left from that spot. Next, the 3 hybrid ball, just trying to hit it up to a good distance, and I hit another good 3 hybrid, so back-to-back 3 hybrids. I should let you know that most of these tee shots with the 3 hybrid have been off the ground. I'm actually not using a tee for my tee shots. I am with the driver, obviously, but not with the 3 hybrid. Now, I tried to hit a 3-wood because there wasn't much danger up there, so I took a rip at it because I knew that if I connected on it, I could get close to the green. As it turns out, I did not, and so I left myself with a similar distance to the 3 hybrid ball. An okay shot there from 45 yards, but hoping to do a little better. Now from 38 yards with the 3 hybrid ball, and this is a great shot, sticking it tight, keeping it within the gimme zone, and there's my auto bird taking the 3 hybrid ball down to +2. Trying to match it with a birdie with the driver ball, but not able to do it. So driver ball stays at +3, 3 hybrid down to +2. And as we play the final par 3 of the day, I wanted to give followers of the channel an update. You might be wondering why I haven't been putting out any VGA Tour events lately. And that's because the people who run the tour have really been doing some maintenance on the site, trying to automate the site so a couple of guys who run it don't have to be constantly updating the data. But as a result, in their efforts, it's taken a really long time to get caught up. So we really have no idea where we stand in the FedEx Cup race, or even week to week. Now it is getting caught up, so I might be bringing some more content from the VGA Tour, but as of right now, I just kind of lost interest. I'm still playing it every week, but I'm not following it as closely because, again, the results aren't coming in. So that's why you're not seeing that. So both balls make par on that par 3, and we're off to the final hole. It's a par 5, 466 yards, and a nice drive here from the 3 hybrid. So I'm going to finish at 83% of fairways hit. That was just one missed fairway, and even the one that was missed really was in a great position. Aim cannot be set for the driver, as I'm going to miss it left here again and only hit one fairway with the driver out of the 6 chances that I had, and that's just really bad. That's worse than normal, I should say. Here's my hybrid layup shot, and this was a bad 3 hybrid off the ground, but I got away with it here. Going to have a decent angle in, just leaving myself a little bit more of a distance than I wanted. Now here's the view, and it looks like I might hit something, but I actually came out fine. So the driver did end up having a little bit of an advantage on this hole, as the 3 hybrid came out from under the trees perfectly. Now from 106 yards, this is a pretty bad pull with my A wedge. And I'm not going to find the green, so no green in regulation here. Much better chance, much better look with the driver ball. And again, just did not hit these kind of in the between shots very well today. Way short here, leaving myself a pretty bad uphill putt. And this particular part of the green that I'm going to be faced with, as you will see, it breaks off to the right really easily. So you have to hit it really, really well, and I don't hit this first putt nearly hard enough. It's going to catch the break and roll off onto the fringe there. Now the 3 hybrid ball is going to be faced with an uphill chip from 32 feet, and I did not hit it nearly hard enough. I was lucky that it stayed on the green there and stayed within 10 feet. Now my putt attempt from the fringe with the driver ball, and not going to be able to convert that. So another bogey to finish, so ended with +4 with the driver. And finally the chance for the par with the hybrid, and just burn the edge, stay within the gimme zone, and finish at +3. So here's the scorecard and the final score. And now if we take the par 3s out of it and look at the data with just the par 4s and 5s, you'll see that the hybrid basically won in almost every category. The hybrid ball was 1 over in the par 4s and 5s combined, whereas the driver was 4 over. The driver had a total distance of 234 yards. Now, some of that was cut short because of hitting trees. The hybrid had a total distance average of 210 yards off the tee. Now, what's interesting was the average approach distance. For the driver, that was 138 yards, and for the hybrid, that was 127 yards. Now, a big part of that average is the driver was way back on one of the par 5s, 250 yards out, so that worked into the average as well. Fairways hit 17% for the driver, 83% for the hybrid, and then greens in regulation 33% for the driver ball and 50% for the hybrid ball. So in this competition, this particular one at Banff Springs, the hybrid definitely was better than the driver. It'd be interesting to do this challenge again on different courses, maybe on a more wide open course. Would the driver then have a significant advantage over the hybrid then? Or would we still see something similar to what we saw today? Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in seeing more in this series, driver versus hybrid, because I'd be interested in doing more if you want to see more. Finally, if you're interested in checking out how I built my SimSpace, please check out this video here, as well as a video on what I consider to be one of the best golf nets available to buy, and that is the Spornia SP7. You can see a full review of it right here. And if you're interested in getting your own Spornia net for your own practicing, check out, there is a link in the description below, and if you do click on that link and purchase through that link, it does help out the channel. Thanks for watching and supporting the channel, and we will see you next time on Golf Quest.